Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today we're going to be doing a video where I read books that are set in the winter month to try to manifest some winter weather outside because it's like maybe 50 degrees and it has not gotten above that. And I'm like, okay, if it's gonna start, it needs to go ahead and start. So hopefully if I read some of these books, it'll motivate the weather to do it. Also, I just want to read some winter books set in the winter. So that's what we're doing today. Hope that you like this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and we'll go ahead and get started. I'll show you the books that I have. I have 2 thrillers, 2 romance. And the first one I'm going to start with is One Last Gift by Emily Stone. I've heard that this is a really heartwarming, heartfelt book that will make you cry. It's about a second chance romance, about these 2 people that have lost their parents. They're back in their hometown, which is in France. I think it's in the Alps, the French Alps, or the French countryside, somewhere over there. It's cold. They see each other. They fall in love. Sweet little romance, and I'm excited for it. Next one I have is still set in the French Alps, I believe. Is this the French Alps? Yes, French Alps. This is a thriller, One by One by Ruth Ware. I've been meaning to read this book for a while. Wow, words. And I am finally jumping into it. I've heard mixed reviews about this. It's about these people going on a work trip and then one by one they start going missing. So we'll read about that. Next one I have is The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce, and I have actually started reading this one already. It has very gothic-y thriller aspect. People have already died and I'm only 45 pages in. Heard that this book is pretty creepy and I'm excited for it. This is a sanatorium. They have made this place, it was a TB, tuberculosis facility where a lot of people died. There was a lot of there's a lot of bad juju there, and they have made it into a 5-star retreat. So we're following this person named Ellen, and she is a detective. This is the first book in a series, and she is going to meet her brother who she hasn't seen in a while. He's engaged. He picks here to celebrate his engagement. She thinks that he has some other weird things going on, so there's that. Excited for that. It's actually, I'm only 45 pages in, right, but it's actually pretty good. And it's set in the Swiss Alps, so there we got some French and some French and some Swiss going on here. And then we have this one that comes out of left field, The Barbarian Alien by Ruby Dixon. I read Ice Planet Barbarians and I really enjoyed it. This is just a fun series about these women that have been kidnapped and they are now on this planet with blue men, blue aliens, and they all fall in love with a blue alien. And it's just really, it's a really fun time. I had a really fun time reading the first one. Heard that this one's pretty good too. And this one is about Liz. So Liz, this one was about, what is her name? I don't remember what her name is. Georgie. Her name is Georgie. Liz and Georgie were on the same spaceship where they got, taken and everything. But this is a snowy place too, and it's in the middle of space. So there's that. We got some French, we got some Swiss, we got some space. It's gonna be a fun time, and I hope that you enjoy this video. I'll check in with you when I get to the 50% mark in one of these books. Look at my Christmas tree, isn't it cute? I'm here to check in with you on this video. So I've been reading these 2 books and I'm at the halfway point of both of them. I'm going to start with this one first, The Sanatorium, because this is the first book that I started reading. As of right now, I feel like this is a 3-star because this book is trying a little bit too hard to be creepy for me. Every chapter is leaving off on and then this happened. It's trying to be suspenseful, but it's really not suspenseful. And it's about this woman going to this resort, and her brother is there Her brother and her have a very rocky relationship. She has a lot of trauma in her past too. She is a detective and something happened to her on the job, and it, of course it traumatized her. So she's going through a lot of that. She's also hadn't seen her brother in a while, and like I said, they have a rocky relationship because of something that happened in the past with their younger brother, and she's trying to get answers about that. And then somebody goes missing and they try to figure out who goes missing. There's also some really creepy things happening in the hotel itself. There's some people that are disappearing. There's some people that are winding up dead. So it's kind of, it's a twist and turny story, but just the way that it's written, I feel like it's trying a little bit too hard. It doesn't have to be like super suspenseful because it's already creepy. But when you have like certain phrases that are being added in to try to like up the ante a little bit, you know, it's just kind of taking away from the story, for me at least, as of right now. It could get better, who knows, but as of right now this is about like a 3. I don't see it changing anytime soon. It's not that I'm not enjoying the book, but it's just kind of like eye rolly, you know, because I'm like, okay, cool. But that's that for me. And then I picked up this book and I read 165 pages in one sitting. This series just is so fun. This one is about Liz and, how do you pronounce his name? Let me look at the pronunciation in the back because I don't want to mess it up. That's one thing I do like about this series, is that there is like there's a thesaurus, would you call it a thesaurus, of people in the back, and it has the pronunciations for people's, like for the aliens' names and stuff. Rahash. Okay, so his name is Rahash, and he is a part of, what's his name? He's a part of Vektel's clan, tribe, they call it a clan in here, of aliens, and they are saving these women who have been abducted, and we're following Liz and Rahash's relationship. He basically takes her away from the group that she has been a part of the women, and takes her to like a secluded cave that he only knows about, and that's where their relationship starts. It's like an enemies to lovers type thing, which, you know, I love that kind of thing. I enjoy her character. The way that I'm reading her in my head is that she has a country accent. So it's been a fun time with me. I really like their dynamic. He can understand English. She doesn't know that he can understand English, so she just like constantly, and she says some pretty harsh things from time to time, and he knows what she's saying, and then when she finds out that he can actually speak English, it's really funny. But this is like this is a smut book. It's very angsty. It has a lot of angsty scenes in it, so if that's not your thing, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're looking for a fun time and it's just like a science fiction romance, sci-fi romance, then I think that you would really enjoy this series. I'm enjoying it. I'm flying through. It's a fun time. There's not a lot of plot to it. Well, some plot. They're trying to survive in the wilderness. There's not a lot there, but you know what I'm saying. There's not a lot of plot. It's mostly about their relationship, but it's super funny, and I'm enjoying it. So there's that. I think that obviously that this is going to be like high up on my list because I'm enjoying it so much. There's that. But those are the 2 books that I'm reading at the moment. I am going to try to finish some today and tomorrow so I can read the other 2 books that I showed you before. But yeah, so that's my update. Hello. I finished Barbarian Alien, and I'm giving it 3 stars. I wasn't really shipping Rahash and Liz all that much. Felt like it was a little too insta-lovey, which I know that this like series is all about insta-lovey, you know, because the cutie and whatever, all the stuff that they get. But I just didn't I didn't feel it as much as I did Vektel and Georgie, you know. I just didn't feel that connection that they had. And when we actually got like the connection, like they started to have a connection, you know, for the relationship, it just kind of ended. Like the book just ended and I wanted more. And so I'm giving it 3 stars. I am about to start reading the honeymoon portion of this. And I told you in my, I finally read Ice Planet Barbarian series that I was going to wait until I read this book, Ice Planet Barbarian, or this barbarian alien one, to read Vectel and Georgie's honeymoons. Because at the very beginning of their honeymoon, it says, the author's note says that this could ruin Rahash and Liz's story. So I said that I would wait to read this, and I have waited to read it. So I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to read their honeymoons, and then I'll let you know what I think about that. But I just wanted to fill you in, let you know this one only got 3 stars. The only thing that saved it from not getting 2 stars was the humor in it. I really enjoyed the humor in the Barbarian Alien one. But other than that, it was just kind of meh to me. So, although I did read Liz's character as a straight up country girl in my head the entire time. That's what I read. I don't know, just felt kind of flat for me. But I will let you know what I think about their honeymoon portions in a little bit. I have not read the Ice Planet Barbarian honeymoons yet, but I did finish this and ended up giving it 2.5 out of 5 stars. It was just lacking some suspense for me. Like, it tried to be suspenseful. Oh, hard word. It tried to be suspenseful, but it really wasn't. The ending of the chapters were trying to be super suspenseful, but they just didn't have that suspense that I wanted out of this book. I enjoyed the mystery of this book, and I enjoyed the twists and turns of this book, but the characters were also a little bit two-dimensional. They tried really hard to be three-dimensional, but they just weren't. And Ellen wasn't my favorite. She was very naive. She was very just, I don't know. This book just tried really hard, but it didn't hit the mark for me. If you go into this book thinking it's like super suspenseful, super scary and stuff like that, I think you're going to be disappointed. This book might be a good introduction to thrillers and mysteries for people who haven't read a lot of thrillers and mysteries. So if you're looking for something like that and it has a lot of depth to it, I think you would like this. But for me, being a quote-unquote seasoned thriller mystery person, like reader, it just missed too many marks for me. And I know that this book is highly rated, but I just didn't particularly care for it that much. I also wanted more tension between Isaac and Ellen. It said that there was tension, but I didn't see the tension. Like, this was a more, I'm going to tell you what you need to know more than I'm going to show you what you need to know kind of book, and I don't like those kind of books. But it's the day after Christmas, and this book is all about getting me in the wintry mood, trying to bring, you know, like the winter to the winter season. And look outside my window right now. It is actually snowing. It's snowing outside. This is the kind of snow that we get in Alabama, y'all. Just like very light snow, but it is snowing. You can't really tell. Can you tell? And you can't really tell from the camera, but it is snowing. So I did get my wish about like it needing to be wintry. Hello, here to update you on this video. So I ended up finishing One Last Gift, and I ended up giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was a very emotional book. It made me feel a lot of different things. It held my attention. I really liked seeing Cassie open up and Cassie finding her way in the world without her brother Tom. And I also enjoyed the way that Cassie and Sam came together in the end and celebrated Tom's life. There were a lot of like twists and turns in this book. There were a lot of surprises in this book. They were very sweet. This is a very heartwarming book. It's very sad. It also has a lot of hope. It also has a lot of love. And it is one of those books that made me very emotional, and it made me cry a lot. It also came at a time where something emotional was happening in my life as well. And it just hit a little bit harder than I expected it to. I was going into this book thinking that it was going to be like a super sweet love story. And I knew that it had some emotion in it, but I wasn't expecting what it gave me. So that was a time in my life that was a good surprise, you know. But I do not like miscommunication in my romances, and there was a lot of miscommunication in here. Sam and Cassie have a long way to go with their relationship, with opening up to each other, with talking through their problems, talking through their insecurities. And if you know me in romance, I like open communication, even if it's going to hurt the other person's feelings. I like for my characters to have the open communication between each other. And Sam and Cassie need to work on that, because I don't know. It was just one of the, and I'm talking like this is like a real thing. I know it's fiction, but if there are going to be other books in this series or other books that show their relationship, I really hope that the author does take time to show how Cassie and Sam have grown as a couple, because they need to. So there's my thought of that. So today is the 31st of December. It's New Year's Eve. This is the last time you're going to see this tree, because I'm taking it down tomorrow. But I want to start on this, and I want to see if I can try to finish it. It's updating you on this book right here. I am at the halfway mark, 200 pages in, and people are dying. Obviously, we already knew that. And then something just happened with Erin. She's the chalet keeper. Like, she works in the chalet to make sure that everyone has everything. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, I really don't. It's not wintertime at all here. It's 70 degrees. So my manifestation is not working. But this book is full of coldness. It's full of cold people. It's full of cold weather. It's full of cold scariness, you know. So it's living up to its name. But I want to keep reading, which is why this update is a little short, because I just want to keep reading it. Like, it's good. So there's my update. I'm here to close this video out and tell you about this last book that I read. Well, first I'll tell you about these two books. So I ended up reading the epilogues, or the honeymoon portions of these books. They were enjoyable, just like the whole series. It's been really fun. And I enjoyed seeing those characters back together. Now, moving on to this. This was my first read of 2023. I gave it 4 stars. I thought that it was a really good thriller. I also, even though it was slow, I didn't mind the slowness as I normally would, because I understood like it was setting everything up. This isn't a thriller that's gonna like jump out at you, and it's gonna take you on some twists and turns, but it's brutal, but it doesn't have a lot of brutal scenes in it, if that makes sense. It describes the things, but it doesn't actually show you what happened. I was kind of anticipating what happened in this book, but it happened in a way where I wasn't disappointed when it came out, like when the main twist came out. We're following Erin, and we're following a girl named Liz, I believe. Is that her name? Liz? Yes, Liz. We're following Erin and Liz. Erin is the housekeeper of this chateau, or chalet, or whatever, however you say it. And then Liz is a part of the group of people that are coming into this ski resort, whatever. The group is a company called Snoop, and they are an app brand where it's kind of like Spotify, but you can, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like a music Spotify thing, but it has like, you can snoop on people and see what they're listening to, and I don't know, I didn't really understand it all that much, but cool, it was in the book. And Liz used to work for the company, There is a lot of talk about shares, a lot of talk about profit, a lot of talk about money in here. So money was the forefront of this, and you can see that all the people in this book are not very good people. None of them are really good. Aaron and Danny, who is like the chef of the chalet, are the only really good people. The rest of them in this group are not, and you see that at the very beginning, so there's no surprises about that. They have one motive, and it's money. So we all know how money can turn people into horrible people, and that is the main premise of this book, to see the horribleness of everyone. And then the twist at the end, like I said, it was expected, but it was done in a very good, like it was done in a very good manner, and I appreciated that. So 4 stars, and if you like these kind of books, go for it. I think it's a pretty good one. I think it's a pretty good book. Anyways, my manifestation of winter did not happen. Well, it did for 2 days, literally 2 days, and you got to see snow, so there's that, but it's also 70 degrees outside, and we are under a tornado watch until 5 o'clock today. So today is the 3rd, and yeah, that is this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought. If you read any of these books, what did you think about them? Do you want to read any of these books? Is it cold where you are? Because it's not cold here. And yeah, that's it. And I hope that you have a great one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.